Happy Valentine's Beauts! Today we are turning ourselves into a rose.
Come a little closer.
The first step is to make our red rose headpiece and just use some craft foam. Cut out a series of different sizes and shapes of petals. But before doing that, draw around your face roughly on a piece of paper and cut that out to act as a template so you know how large to make it and how to space your petals. Once you're happy, hot glue your petals together and then use some curling tongs to heat and shape the craft foam. That's the great thing about craft foam. It's super lightweight and you can shape it using heat. You can also use a hairdryer if you don't have curling tongs. I also scored along the petals to create some texture and then painted it with a series of different colours of acrylic paint just to add some texture and depth. Now, right at the start of the application process, this happened. I actually had a dent in my head beauts, an actual dent. But like the trooper I am, I carried on. So first of all, you want to put your rose headpiece up to your face and just mark out where it sits so you know where to paint. Fill that in, a bit like join the dots. And then block out your eyebrows. Well, I say block out your eyebrows. I actually realised later on that there was probably no point really in doing this, but I did it anyway. So you can skip this step if you want. And then you want to paint your face red.
It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see.
Everybody loves a red rose on Valentine's Day, after all.
Feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
I'm just applying a second layer of red just to get a really nice even colour. And once you're happy with your red base and it's dried, you want to start adding your shading. I started off with a dark red blusher and worked up to some nice greys and reddy tones to deepen those shadows. And this is one of those tutorials where you really don't need to hear me wittering on throughout the whole thing, so I am just going to let you enjoy the music and watch what's going on.
It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in.
One key point to remember is to start with your light tones first and then gradually work up to your dark tones. That way you get a nice gradient. And the other thing to remember is to blend with a super fluffy brush so you get a nice smooth finish. Beauts, what are you doing for Valentine's Day this year? It's going to be a bit of a strange one, isn't it, seeing as we're all in lockdown? There's not really a great deal you can do if you can't actually go anywhere. Well, I say we're all in lockdown. Maybe some of you aren't. Comment down below and let me know if you're in lockdown in your country. Also, let me know what your plan is for Valentine's this year, irrespective of whether you're in lockdown or not. I think me and my other half are just going to cook for one another and have a glass of wine, maybe watch a film. Some more of your lighter tone. Once you've got all your dark tones in, you can blend it out a little bit further if you need to. Now where you have shade, you need some light. So then you want to start adding in your highlights. This really gives your look dimension and depth, and it just stops it looking a little bit muddy, which is the problem if you add a lot of dark tones into a look. So I'm just using a white eyeshadow here, and then I later go in with some white cream paint as well, just to get a brighter highlight. Much like you do with the darker tones, you want to start off with a lighter base first and then increase the intensity. So in this case, the white eyeshadow blended out and then the brighter white cream paint later to add more of a pop of a highlight. You'll see what I mean later. The inspiration from this look came from a combination of the incredible candy makeup artist, check them out on Instagram, and the amazing Dustin Baylard, who is one of my favourite artists. Check him out on Instagram too. Now once you're looking suitably rose-like, then you can add some finishing touches, and here are those pops of highlight that I was talking about earlier. Honest Beauts and say that at this stage my head was still hurting from the bash on the head earlier on, and I was really hoping I'd have at least an impressive bruise to show for it, but I didn't. But I can confirm that now, nearly a week later, I still have a dent in my head. Anyway, just using some black liquid eyeliner there to intensify those black long lower lashes. So off camera I used some skin adhesive to glue the piece onto my face, and I used some black face paint to blend the piece, and then I made some eyelashes, Blue Peter style, some I made earlier, using some black paper, and I just cut out very thin strips with a point at the end to look like a lash, curled them with my scissors and stuck them to some standard false eyelashes and stuck those on. This gives a really lovely dramatic effect and is a great way of DIYing your eyelashes at home.
All night long, yeah, we did.
Who is old enough to remember Blue Peter? Comment in the comments down below, Beauts. I'm afraid to say that I am old enough to remember Blue Peter. Those of you who aren't in the UK may not even know what Blue Peter is. It was a kids show, for those of you who are wondering, and they used to make arts and crafts and do various other things. And they were well known for the phrase, here's one I made earlier.
What they say and I go on.
So just re-intensifying those highlights just to get them super, super bright and super popping.
No love on a holiday. 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 All night long.
And then as a final touch, I just added some highlights to those petals because I felt that this just married the look together a little bit better. That was an unintentional pun in a Valentine's tutorial. Married.
Wide awake, yeah.
And we're done. We look like Rose. Not that Rose, this Rose. I hope you enjoyed that Valentine's romantic tutorial, Beauts. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back again very soon with some scary stuff. Enough of this pretty stuff already. We love the scary stuff on this channel, but it is nice to do a pretty look every now and again. Thanks for watching, Beauts. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. Happy Valentine's Day.